Hi guys, welcome here. So today I thought I would tell you my honest opinion about cloth diapering. Now, I did cloth diapering with my first, who is now 3. I wasn't a dedicated cloth diaperer. Back then I was like, oh, yuck, poo, don't want to touch it, don't want to clean, and I ended up, yes, I did do this. I ended up throwing the nappies out after they were used. Rather than throwing them in the wash, I was like, no, I don't want to touch it, and threw them out. Can't believe I did that. Anyways, 3 years later, second baby's come around. Guess who's cloth diapering? Me. I don't know why I thought it was so hard the first time around, because for me, and today's technology with washing machines, it is so easy, especially if you're breastfeeding. If you're breastfeeding and they, do number 2 in their diaper, you just throw it in the washing machine. It's a bit different when they start having solids because you have to actually dump the poo in the toilet, but even that is easy. You literally just get the nappy and go shake it, it comes out. A lot of people rinse it, and I find it's not necessary if you have hygiene wash on your machine, because it gets rid of it. So for my 3-month-old, I've been using the Cushy Tushies, and they're like more of a mink type cloth diaper, and they're called a 2-in-2, 2-in-1, sorry. And basically you've just got this insert with, don't know if you can see them, little stud buttons, and you just click them in. Now, because he's 3 months old, that alone is more than enough for him, just that as it is. But at night time I add the little boost, and that just goes into the nappy, into that part, and that's his night boost. I actually, because he's a boy, actually bring this up closer to the buttons, so it never quite sits in that pocket, just because obviously with a boy we hear a lot more than in the center like girls do. I like this band at the back. Some nappies you can get with a band at the front, these don't. Now, as you can see, this is meant to be a one size fits most, but in my opinion, because it doesn't have the snap downs, it's not going to fit, and he's taller, because my 3-year-old does not fit into this one. The thing that I don't like about these nappies is before putting them in the wash, you actually have to take it apart to wash it. I know that looks easy, but when you have about 20 of them that you need to throw in, that is a pain in the ass, unraveling them all. And I don't just throw it in the pail like that, because I find the smell seeps out. I like to actually neatly fold it all together like a normal diaper and have it wrapped up like that. I made the mistake at the beginning of not using a wet bag in the pail, so I had to throw out that pail because it got really smelly. Plastic absorbs urine, so that's something to keep in mind when cloth diapering. And when that happened, I was like, this is nasty. This smells. My house smells like wee. I don't want to do this anymore. But I was like, I've just spent all this money on diapers. I'm just going to stick to it, see how I go. So I ended up getting a diaper pail insert, and instantly I got a new pail as well, but instantly there was no more smell, and I was like, oh, okay, so it was just a rookie error then. It wasn't actually nappies being smelly, it was just me not being smart and planning ahead. Now with my 3-year-old, he is a heavy wetter. Okay, heavy wetter. We are toilet training, so he only has a nighttime nappy, but with him I use the Hippie Bottomless one size fits most pocket snap nappy. Now as you can see, he is on the full length now, being 3. I do like this one the most because you can make it a smaller size, so when he's completely out of nappies and not wearing them anymore, I can shorten it for my younger baby to wear. So yeah, and then with those, the nappy just goes into the pocket at the top. For him, I use it might seem crazy for those moms watching this that have like newborn babies or like 3 months, but I use 3 microfiber inserts, and at the bottom of the microfiber inserts I have a bamboo one. Now the reason why I use the bamboo one at the bottom is because it's slower absorbing, so it takes more amount of time to absorb water than the microfiber ones. The microfiber ones are fast absorbing. This took a lot of trial and error. It's not going to be all perfect the first time you try cloth diapering, especially if you're trying later on in their life, because obviously they're not going to just need the standard single microfiber cloth that comes with a nap, well, generally a nappy, especially if you buy the Albert babies. I haven't used the Albert babies yet. I have ordered one, and because their prints are so cute. That is a positive about cloth diapering, is the prints, and the fact that you can have colours on their nappies are adorable. I love it. Like, I'll insert a picture of my baby sleeping with a cloth diaper on because it melts me. So, other than trial and error with what absorbency you're going to need at what age, every mum knows how often they have to change a disposable, because disposables these days have the line down the middle that goes blue when they've done a wee. With cloth diapering, you can't tell if they've weed until you start getting what is called a compression leak. That's basically when it's all full, but when they sit down, basically it's like a cloth, you know, when you, or a sponge, and you wring it out. Well, when they sit down, the water goes seeps out the sides or down the bottom or through the front or the back, depending on how they're sitting. So that's not something to instantly go, oh my god, this is a fail, they're not working. That's just the moment you go, okay, I've left the nappy on for too long and it's too full, I need to monitor how often I change. They say that a cloth diaper needs to be changed every hour. With my 3-month-old, I can get 2 hours out of one nappy, because he's not as heavy of a wetter. With my 3-year-old, he wears this combo, the 3 microfibers and the 1 bamboo, overnight, and he doesn't get compression leaking, because being 3, I don't wake up to change his nappy because he's 3. He doesn't wake up. There's no bottle, there's no nothing. Where my 3-month-old, he still wakes up, so I will change him during his feed. Well, not during his feed, before his feed. When it comes to cleaning the diapers, I literally throw them in my machine and I do a quick cycle. So the quick cycle that I do is basically just to try and draw out all the way from these, and then so basically with the 30-minute wash, it's just to soak these up, get the urine out of them, and I do that without any type of detergent. And then next, now I have an LG washing machine, and I will use the hygiene wash. These covers that have this type of material on the inside, it's kind of a plasticky material, cannot be used in the hygiene wash. The hygiene wash is a high temp wash. If you put these in that hygiene wash, you will melt them. They will become stuck together, and you don't want that because that becomes useless. I know that sounds like you're gonna have to rewash these in a different blah blah blah, but I find the 30-minute wash is fine for these, and I just take these out and then, you know, have a look. I do have a look to see if there's any stains on them, and you know, have a smell. Does it smell like wee anymore? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. And then I will air dry these out in the sun, because the sun is a natural bleacher. With the hygiene wash, I use a natural Eco Store powder with these liners, and I find that that is perfectly fine. They come out clean, they do not smell, there's no poo stains or anything, even when you have those nasty sick poos. I've never experienced staining. The only thing you need to watch out for is your kid sneaking something in the wash. I don't know if you guys can see this, but one is kind of pink, because my son put his pink pajamas in the washing machine, and so a bunch of his liners turned into pink liners. He's more than happy for that because he loves the color pink. One other thing that I feel like needs to be said is it is a lot more work. You have to be on the ball with washing them. Now, a lot of people say, you know, you only need about 25 or 30. I have about 10. And because I do the washing every day. That's obviously not the option for everyone. But the reason why I started off with 10 is because I wasn't 100% sure that this was going to work this time around again. And I didn't want to go out and buy the whole pack and waste all that money on all of these nappies to then figure out that I don't want to do it. But this time around, I know what I'm doing. I'm finding it a lot easier. And the fact that I now know certain ways to wash them, to make it easy, certain ways to do them to make sure they don't leak, the fact that I can just plop the poo in the toilet and flush it is great. The fact that washer wipe, like the what are they called? The face washers, I just wet them and wipe the baby's bum with a wet face washer. Literally use one face washer to wipe away all the number 2s, and it just goes inside the nappy just the same as a baby wipe would, and it gets thrown in the washing machine when it comes to washing. I do washing out at the night time, so I will do the 30-minute cycle whilst doing dinner. And then I will do the full hygiene wash when I am doing my baby's bottle, because I give him a bottle before bed. And then and then I will do the hygiene cycle with the bottle, and then by the time both of the kids are fast asleep, that cycle's done and I can get them out. I put the liners in the dryer and the outers in, well, what are they called? Clothes horse. And I just hang them out, and then when the sun comes out in the morning, I just take them outside. And when it comes to the time that my baby's actually awake, they're dry and ready to go. But in saying that, my baby likes to sleep in, and he will sleep until about 8, so I have a fair decent amount of time with the sun here in Australia. So yeah. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, don't sit.
So yeah, cloth diapering is actually a lot easier than one would think. Once you get the hang of the system. And then once you have a hang of it and you realize the easy ways to wash them, the easy ways to so all in all, my honest opinion about cloth diapering is they work. They're easy to clean. The poo isn't that bad, and you're saving money, and not to mention your bin isn't as full.
Mommy.
And you're not using as much waste, and you're helping the planet, really, at the end of the day. I guess being in Australia, a lot of people fight that you're contributing to the drought. But I just feel like it's not using as much water if you have a proper, like, water, what are they called, where they give you the stars for the washing machine. I'll find it and I'll probably pop it up somewhere here of what the the rating is. So yeah, that is my honest opinion and how I use cloth diapering. I hope you all have a lovely day, and if you like this video, even though it's turned a little bit and I'm all over the place today, but if you like it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!